is all about creating yourself by doing the things that light you up, that lead you to exactly where you are meant to be. Namaste. Welcome to Anna Ayurveda Podcast. I'm Anna Castle, owner and founder of Yoga Castle, a yoga and Ayurveda wellness experience. In this podcast, I hope to be able to provide you with some tips, tools, recommendations, where I tap into all of my resources, my training, my education to help guide you along on your journey of healing. In this episode, I'll be talking about how to find your purpose, and I'll be sharing with you my personal story. But before you listen any further, you have to promise me, you must promise yourself to do the work and really dig deep to find yourself and your purpose. It's not an easy feat. This could take years of facing challenges, and I guarantee you, you will face challenges. And it requires you to be disciplined in your meditation and your yoga practice. So, finding quiet space and letting go physically and emotionally of all of those burdens, those heavy burdens that have been weighing you down or that are weighing you down, and that clouds your thinking and clouds your judgment. I know you can do it because everything you need is already within you. So, we are programmed to do what we must do, right? We have to pay the bills, we have to put food on the table, make sure that we are living in a comfortable place. While those things are important necessities of our lives, it is not the be all end all. While those things are important, everything happens for a reason. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and that there is a lesson to be learned every step of the way. So while you may feel like you are not where you envisioned yourself being at this point or at this stage in your life, just think of the reasons why. What lessons are you learning? Or what lessons have you learned? And then think what you can do better with the knowledge that you have gained overcoming those challenges and lessons. So it's easy to stay comfortable. Nobody likes change. I totally get that. But without change, there is no progress towards your dharma or your purpose. You remain in your mundane world that makes you severely unhappy every single day. Now, would you rather look back at your life wondering what if and knowing how miserable you were? Or would you rather look back at your life knowing that you gave it your all to lead a happy and fulfilled life? Okay, so now I bet you're wondering, well, how do I make that change towards my purpose without quitting my day job? Well, you start off with small baby steps. So speaking from my personal story, my experience of the way that I did it, I started taking yoga classes at a small studio, and I connected with people of like minds. Shortly thereafter, I signed up for teacher training. And this is where I really, really dug deep and started to learn about myself and how to truly take care of myself based on yoga and Ayurvedic principles. I wanted to share how this helped me. So I started working part-time as a yoga teacher while I worked full-time as a court reporter at the Kankakee Courthouse. So exposing myself to two completely different life experiences, one being surrounded by a life of loving yogis, and two, a life of being surrounded by hardened criminals every day. So I knew that it wasn't a coincidence that I had that job at the courthouse because I gained an understanding why criminals do what they do. They all had one thing in common. They lacked support and love growing up, and they did not have the opportunity to gain the tools that they needed to handle the challenges of life. So at that point, that is when I realized I had to reach out to as many people as I could to help them. So what did I do? I opened up a yoga studio. So while still maintaining my full-time job, not knowing what the heck I was doing, I opened a studio and worked full-time. I did that for a year. And then I quit my job at the courthouse and focused more on the studio. But I was fortunate enough to be able to pick up freelance court reporting jobs when I needed to supplement my income. So I kept following my purpose to help people while still doing the things that I had to do. It was hard, not gonna lie. There were so many times I wanted to quit, but I didn't. So many challenges, so many tests, but I still didn't quit. So a year later, I was offered an opportunity to open a second location. And I totally got screwed on that deal. And my livelihood was taken away from me. It was just another huge lesson for me to be learned. But guess what? I still didn't give up. I closed my first location because it was what I had to do. And my second location remained open, but was barely making it. I almost quit. I was at my lowest points. I then went to California for advanced teacher training studies to dig deeper to find myself. And I found my new yoga family who supported me and gave me hope and inspiration. When I got back, I focused on my court reporting jobs because, again, it was what I had to do, while teaching a few classes at night and on the weekends. But one day, I was at the Daily Center on a motion call on a court reporting job, and I met another court reporter who also gave me inspiration and hope by opening the door for me for a new opportunity. I started captioning for the deaf and hard of hearing students on site at the universities in the downtown Chicago area. I was helping people. I found my purpose helping people in both my part-time gig and my full-time gig because I didn't give up. Now, another year later, we are hit by coronavirus. The studio has been closed, the schools are shut down, but today I am extremely fortunate and grateful to be able to maintain my purpose, my livelihood, by providing captioning for students online and to be able to teach yoga classes online while starting my own podcast to spread the word that you can do it too. With that being said, remember that one thing leads to another when you stay on your path of creating your true self. Thank you for listening, for caring, and for supporting me. I could not do what I do without you. So in return, just know that I am always here for you. Namaste.